So what am I going to need?
You're going to need everything and then some, my dear man. A hug probably to start. Oh!
You know, I was in Greece for a month.
I know.
Just got back.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I have to tell you, I'm so jealous. I'm just putting this thing on. Hi.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, honey. How are you? Long time no see. Just leave your little donation there.
Okay, I have to come back with it.
All right.
Can I get it after I come back?
Sure. Come back later.
How many blocks?
2 blocks, and I've got a foam block for you, Jim, because everybody's also going to grab themselves a foam block at the back. So there's a foam block. I'll grab you all one. So we're going to do Supta Baddha Uttanasana the way I learned in the Poconos at my workshop. There we go. Thank you. So we are going to start just in these first few moments in Supta Baddha Konasana. So we take the blocks like so. If for some reason you feel that you would like to bring your blocks down a little lower, that's absolutely fine. You might want to create a little bit more space between your blocks. Yeah, that's it, good. And then that lower block is going to hit the lower ribs. So move your buttocks away a little bit. That's it. There's your long body. And then let's bring the soles of the feet together into the butterfly position, into Baddha Konasana. How are you doing that, Mr. Jim? Good. He's looking.
Very slow.
He's looking ridiculously happy. Okay. So if you can, see if you can lift your tailbone, take it a little closer to your heels, and then walk your heels even closer to your buttocks, pressing through the outsides of the feet. So let's find that back outer heel along that outer foot into the baby toe. Gently start to press those outer feet together like the seam of a hook, opening the big toes away from each other. So just knitting that outer line of the foot. Initially, you feel the inner thighs rolling away from each other. So just start to feel a sense of your inner thighs rolling out. They stretch towards those inner knees. Now feel a sense of lengthening the tops of your thighs from the hip out through the kneecap. So feel as though you were trying to lengthen your thighs from your hip bones along the top of the thigh out through the kneecap. Spread the toes. So when we first engage the toes to work them apart, the toes want to release right away. See if you can use that outer seam of the outer feet and spread the toes. Continue that sense of spreading the toes wider and wider. Good, and let's take the hands to the elbows and just reach the elbows up and overhead, widening the outermost arms away from the center line of the body. Let's use that next inhale, slow and smooth, as you take that breath right up into the armpit chest. So feel the inhale, touch the center of your underarm area, widening the center out to the sides. So create that sense scapula are drawing out, away from each other, and the inner shoulder blades are drawing gently in towards each other. Allow the breath to start to create some acceptance in the body for this new place. So just let your breath work through the body, creating space, performing its magic. Let's take the elbows back down to the torso. Let's change the clasp of the hands to the elbows. Reach the elbows up and overhead. Widening that outermost arm away from the center of the body. Dropping those shoulders down away from the ears and the back of the body. But we continue to create that sense of opening through the front. The lower ribs start to release gently away from the armpit chest, down towards the hips, down towards the pelvis. And then we create that sense of reaching the center of the buttocks towards the lower ribs. So we create that connection in both directions, from the lower ribs to the sits bones, and from the sits bones to the lower ribs. Let's release the arms out to the T position, fingertips to the floor. So as you inhale, lift through the crease of that front armpit chest. So that crease right where the arm meets the torso. Feel a sense of the inhale, lifting that crease of the armpit chest. We continue that sense of lifting through the armpit chest through the exhale, releasing the shoulders down away from the ears. Tightening the muscles of the arms around the bone. Letting the breath move freely through the body, tighten the skin of the arms around the flesh. So refining that action inside the body by tightening the muscles first around the bone, and then feeling a sense of tightening the skin around the flesh of the arms. Letting the breath find this new place. Very nice. So let's release the arms. Let's lift the left knee up and over to the right. So we're going to roll off the blocks and take the blocks down one level. So turn your head down one level, turn your lower block down one level, and stay right where you are. So we want lots of space between the buttocks and that first block. Good. And let's again bring the soles of the feet together in Baddha Konasana. And just gently lift your tail, take it as close as you can. Let's walk the feet again in towards the buttocks. So press through those outer feet. Look for the outer feet. Feel those inner thighs rolling out to start. So there's an initial external rotation in the hips. But then we add a second effort of lengthening from your hips along the tops of the thighs, out through the kneecaps. And this is what releases the knees down towards the floor, theoretically. You want the action of dropping the knees down to come from lengthening from your hip along the top of the thighs through the knees. those two actions. The thighs roll back as we tuck the tailbone. And we also create this sense of untucking. So as we lengthen from the hip along the tops of the thighs, feel a sense of the hips moving forward towards the feet away from the lower ribs to create more space from the lower ribs to the hips. So the hips are moving microscopically away from the lower ribs. And in the back of the body, we also look for more length from those lower ribs to the center of the buttocks. So we can feel two actions here to help isolate that opening in the hips. Both an untucking and a tucking, working together as one. We find that unison, we find that yoking, that yoga. So we start to feel a deeper action in the hips, working from the center of our buttocks and our feet. Very nice, everybody. Let's lift the left knee up and over to the right. We're going to come off our bricks entirely. If you feel you need a blanket underneath the back of the head, please feel free to take a blanket. And let's come right towards the back. Let's walk the feet into the buttocks, lift the tail towards the feet, and again, walk the feet in towards the buttocks. Let's press through the outer feet. Feel your thighs roll out. We work to feel the thighs rolling out as we tuck the tail in and under. We feel a sense of lengthening from the hip bone along the top of the thighs, out through the knees. The toes are wide apart, so the toes are spreading wide. So feel a sense of tucking, rolling the thighs out, and then add that second action of untucking to create that momentum of microscopically bringing the hips forward to create more length from the lower ribs to the hips. Very nicely done, everybody. So tuck and untuck. Working those two actions together as one, finding a sense of balance. See if you can work to the point where you're creating a sense of lifting your hips and buttocks off the floor, but don't let the buttocks leave the ground. So feel that sense of tucking and almost lifting your buttocks off the ground. That's one more time, so keep that action. That's untuck without releasing that tuck. So the hips are theoretically moving away from the lower ribs, but the belly is drawing down, the lower back is down to the floor. As we create more length through the front and the back of the body. Very nice. Let's just release the hips now. So let the hips fall to the earth. One more time. Feel that sense of lengthening from your hips along the tops of the thighs, out through the kneecaps. Good job. Let's lift that left knee up and over to the right Let's bring the left hand over to the right as you press the left hand and the right elbow. Slowly make your way up. Good job, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Coming up for just a little stretch here. So I don't have a blanket here, but let's all bring a blanket underneath the knees. And let's take the block out to the right. Knees on the blanket, left foot out to the left. This is a good stretch for anybody. Wouldn't you agree, Jim? This is a good one. So we're lining up this left foot, the right knee, and the right hand. If you don't need a block, don't use a block. It just entirely depends on how open you are. Good. Let's take the hips forward now. That's it. Very nice. See if you can squeeze your outer left buttocks cheek in from your left heel. Open your left underarm and your armpit chest. Let the breath move freely through the body. So you're pressing through the left heel and reaching the left arm in the opposite direction. You all right there, my dear? You're all good. Just take a break. Let yourself accept something that works for you. That's it. Very nice. So let's slowly lift back up. Let's reach the right arm up, stretching as high as we can. Right hand over to the left. Good. So eventually we're bringing the palms together, and the palms come to that left foot. Yeah. Yes. Go, go, go. Good. That's it. You got it. So lift. Right hand a little further to the left. See if you can go a little further to the left. That's it. Lift your belly. Good. And let's slowly lift back up. Good. Let's change sides. So let's bring the left knee in. And let's bring the block over to the left. Right foot out to the right. Let's take the right hand over to the left. Take your hips forward. And now open that right underarm. Open that right armpit chest. Press into your right foot as you reach the right hand in that opposite direction. Breathe deeply, everybody. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Let the breath move freely through the body. Let the mind go. Very nice. Let's slowly lift back up. Let's take the left arm up. So stretch as high as you can. Reach up to start. Left hand over to the right. Breathe deeply, taking a break. If you need to walk around, walk around. Breathe deeply, full body breaths. Slowly lift back up. Good job, everybody. So let's bring the right knee in. And let's just move the blanket off to the side for a moment. So come on up. And let's take a downward dog with our ropes. Yeah? It's been a while. So let's take the right rope underneath the left. Let's take the right left foot through, that's it. So take that rope you've got, you're holding behind you. The one you're holding, that's it. Now bring that, there we go. Cool, good job. All right, a little tricky. So Jim, if those ropes are no good for you, there's longer ropes there if you like. Okay, cool, yeah. So let's come forward. Let's take the heels halfway up the wall. If you're new or tight, bring your feet further apart. And let's walk the hands forward. Release your head, release your chest, and let's press through the heels. So press the backs of the heels into the wall. So it takes a few moments to feel those heels actually connect to the back of the wall. And then as you press through your heels, let's stretch the armpit just forward to the hands. So as the armpit chest stretches to the hands, those lower ribs are working in the opposite direction towards the hips. So we press those palms actively to feel the stretch of the armpit chest reaching to the hands, and the lower ribs are moving in the opposite direction to the hips. Let's work now to take the sit bones down to the heels. So sit bones are drawn down to the heels. Drop your chest if you can, drop your head. And start that work all over again. So pressing through your heels, stretch your armpit chest forward. Moving slowly, let's walk the hands to the feet to the hands. Good, let's slowly come up. Very nice. And let's come out of our ropes. Good. Now we are going to bring our blanket to the wall with the creases facing out. So right up to the wall. And let's bring our blocks like so. And let's take that right knee to the wall and slide the knee down, keeping that knee right up against the wall. Good. And now let's step the left foot forward. See if you can step your left foot forward. Very nice. Good. So just do what you can, Jim. Don't go too much further than that because your foot is kind of bent in. See if you can take that foot against the wall, maybe slightly away from the hip so that it comes to the outer hip. Well, see this right foot? We want it on the outside of the hip so that I can place my hand, into the heel. And then let's start to work our way up. So just being cautious, that's all. See if you can come up. And start to take your hips to the wall. So take your buttocks back towards the wall. So feel that right sits bone tuck in and under towards the knee. Feel the left sits bone draw down towards the inner right thigh. I know, it's a bit murderous, isn't it? So taking a break can never hurt. That a boy, nicely done. Take a break. So we can come up, maybe just take your hands up like this, Jen. You might enjoy that. Just reach your arms up and literally walk your hands up as high as you can. That's it. So eventually the whole torso comes to the wall. The lower ribs drop down towards the hips. Good, that's a good stretch, isn't it, for you? So you're going to hang there as long as you like. Very nice, everybody. Harder than it looks, isn't it? All right. I know.
Stretching is hard.
It's very hard. Dr. Oz said so. Let's take the hands to the knee again, or behind the knee, excuse me, and then slowly come down. So let's bring the left knee down first, and bring the right knee forward. So understand what 5 minutes of stretching a day will do for you, according to Dr. Oz, and he's a heart surgeon. So he did the first heart transplant on a young child. So he's really got it together. And he says 5 minutes of stretching will change your life so much that you could potentially live decades longer. That's what it means.
Really?
And I was never a stretcher until I saw some very great performers, like James Murphy, who was in the ballet for years before he became an Iyengar yoga teacher. And he talks about stretching as though it's the ticket. So this stuff is much harder than it looks. It's where tension is living in the tissue. And you sleep like a baby if you have no tension. It's true. So let's take the left knee. So that's why I always say, I premise this stuff by saying, it really looks like we're doing nothing, and you'll start to feel sweats, you'll feel a sweat breakout, you'll feel your heart start to race. I understand it's hard to explain that it's moving in stillness, right?
Yeah.
Let's take the right foot forward. So we want this left heel on the outside of the hip. And we take our time, slowly coming up if we can. Let me tell you, the first time I did this, it was a rude awakening for me, to be quite honest with you. Now, I was a very active runner at the time, but it was such a shock, and I was in agony, true agony. A couple of minutes was just torturous. So I thought, oh, I think I need to stretch. But it was a light bulb moment where I realized my body needs this maybe more than most people. But as it turns out, we all need it. See if you can take your arms up now. So this is the full back bend. You can see how we're opening the chest. That's it. And those lower ribs are dropping down towards the hips, so we create more space for the heart. I truly believe in this system of yoga. I had just a regular health checkup, and my blood pressure was so low they took it 6 times. 6 times. Swear on my life. So, when I had one of those, what do you call it, when they check your colon?
Colonoscopy.
They told me, come back in 10 years. Save this healthcare system some money, come back in 10 years. Instead of every year. Yeah, I swear. So stick with this stuff, this is the ticket. I hope I've entertained you long enough. So that's what my teacher does, he talks and talks. And then all of a sudden we've been there for a very long time. But coming out, because we've forgotten the torture for a moment, is a little bit grueling, right? So we move slowly to come out, to be respectful that we're very deep. We've gone and penetrated through many layers of connective tissue. So we bring the right knee down, we bring the left knee forward. Good job, everybody. Let's move the blocks aside. Let's take the blanket off to the side. And we're going to bring, I haven't done this one in a while. Let's take our blocks forward. It depends on how open you are. So if you need a blanket on top of your bolster, feel free. We're going to start by taking downward dog, lifting the right leg up the wall, and dropping the left heel down. So as I press through the ball of the right foot to draw the right heel closer to the wall, this lifts me up, and then the left heel is drawn down. Both kneecaps of both legs are tight. They're lifting, the thighs are working around the bone of both legs. And we're stretching the back of that left hamstring by lifting the kneecap, the top of the thigh up, dropping the left heel down. Reaching that right heel back as far as you can, then let's take the right knee all the way forward so the entire leg comes in front of the bolster. And let's flex this right foot. So flex the right foot and dig that right heel into the bolster. Yes. Now straighten that left leg if you can and start to come up. Attaboy, Jim. So 3 bolsters maybe, eh? Can I get you a third, please?
Sure.
It will make a difference, believe me. I have been in poses where I've had to use a chair. True story. Exactly, you got it. So the ticket is we want to feel that right hip without feeling the right knee. So we flex that right heel to engage the shin to protect that right knee. And then this left hip comes forward towards the right heel, excuse me. So see if you can take your left hip forward more, because I can see you're torquing your SI joint, right? Even further forward. That's it, good. Because we'll understand why in a moment. So as you dig your right heel to the bolster, really hug that heel into the bolster. See if you can take your right sit bone back towards the left foot. Now pressing into the top of the left foot, then squeeze the left buttocks cheek. So start to work that left side of the body, that's it. So we're slowly coming up here, right? We're coming up, not down. And then let's see if you can bend your left leg. Squeeze the heel to the buttocks. Maybe take your left hand to that left foot. So you can see, that's it, you got it. So see if you can take your hand like this. That girl, nice. Now bend your elbow. Yes, to draw the heel in. And then you can see we start to go like this. But that's not really for me. For me. Exactly, not right now at the moment. So to get a nice stretch, here's a bit of a trick, but you want to make sure that that left hip is far enough forward that you're not going to torque your left side of the back. And then you see, we take the strap, and we can start to walk the hands towards the foot and open the underarm chest. That left hip is drawing in towards the right heel. So there's no torquing of the lower back. And Jim, you're standing there. You want to do one? We're not here for a long time, guys. Let me help you, Jim. Let me help you. Done, boy. Okay, cool. My God, you need to let go here for a minute. Nice. There we go. Now just take both hands. Oh boy. Like so. And walk that hands down the back. we go. Yes. And then let's slowly release, okay? And we're going to come back this way. There's no easy way to get out of this. And then let's again, let's take the downward dog. And let's bring the left leg up the wall. Pressing the right heel down, lifting the right kneecap up. So the more you press the ball of that left foot into the wall and take that heel towards the wall, the more you feel a sense of lifting up. And that right kneecap is lifting as the right heel drops down. Let's take the left leg all the way forward in front of the bolster. And let's dig that left heel. So flex that left foot. Even though the foot is flexed, the foot is actually soft to keep the groin open. And that heel is drawn towards this right hip. This right hip is drawn towards that left heel. We're slowly lifting up here. See if you can press your right hip into that left heel. Press the top of your right foot to the floor. Squeeze your outer right buttocks cheek. That's it. Good, Jim. You're getting a stretch in the hip? It's all that counts. Good job. Yeah, okay. So we are working here. See if you can think about, so my dear, try not to lean forward. See if you can think about lifting through the sides of the armpit chest. That's the sides of the body. And those muscles are called the side transverse muscles. They are the abdominals that hold the spine up. We want to use less and less the hands and try to use those back muscles or abdominal muscles depending on how you look at things. Let's see if we can bend the right leg. Just take that right hand like so. Just to explore what it feels like. That's it. So take that right hip forward. If you want, you can take the strap. I might just leave the strap. It's just for demonstration. Right. Good job, everybody. Very nice. So eventually the heel will come to that outer right hip. If you can imagine, and that elbow is lifting eventually. Alright, let's slowly release. Let's bring the right leg forward. And we're going to do a pose I haven't done in a long time. Baddha Konasana. So Jim, you're going to come against the wall. So if you're super uber tight, you would have the wall as assistance to keep that spine lifting. But this is how we're going to start. So we want to sit high enough so that when you bring your feet together in Baddha Konasana, you can see that my knees are at least in line with the hip, not higher. Number one. And if you're lucky enough and you have a little bit of an extra blanket, you can stick it underneath your heels. So sometimes it might help to have your blocks behind. Totally up to you. And then let's take the strap. Do you have a strap? Yeah. If you don't have a strap, no worries. Jim, you're just going to work on bringing your feet together like this. Okay. Let's see how we go. Let's see where you're at. So let's take the strap. Oh boy. And now see if you can bring the bolster behind so you've got something to lift. That is important. This final extension is key. Sorry, so let's take the strap around the waist, underneath the hip line, around the outsides of the feet. And then let's pull that strap and try to make it as tight as possible. And let's press those outer feet again. So feel as though the thighs were rolling back slightly. How are you doing there, my dear? Tightening it? Is it tightening? And don't sweat it, just leave it for now. We're not going to stay for so long. Let's just get those heels working. Oh, everybody's insisting upon it. Good job. Okay, that's good, Jim. Let that strap go. Now take your hands behind the bolster and see if you can lift up. That's it. Very nice. Pressing to the outsides of the feet. So I want everybody's lower back to be concave, meaning, so my dear, that's it. See if you can lift up. Okay. I'm going to come around to you. You're going to stay right there. Forget your strap. I want you to worry about working. Yeah. So at least let's start. So you can see your shoulders need to come forward, right? So keep that lift. Forward to the hips. Keep, there we go. Better, better, better. Better, better, better. That's it. So that's the work. Do you feel the work? Now press from your heels. There. So you're strong enough, you need to start to work this pose. That's how I would be working in a workshop. So this should be really intense, right? That girl, don't collapse. That girl. So work from your heels. Very nicely done. Work from your heels. So remember the hip bones are coming forward. Lift your belly. That's it. Lift your sternum. There we go. Now come forward. Lift up though. That's it. Yes. So work your heels. Now feel your thighs from your hip bones lengthen out your knees. That's how the knees drop. There we go. So bring that belly forward. I'm seeing you collapsing again. Yeah. Atta girl. Good. Very nice. So this is a great pose, right? This is one of those great poses that we never do enough of. And whenever I'm in a workshop, I'm always surprised at the amount of time we spend in this pose. It's a great deal of time. And I can tell you that after a week of working on my hips, even though I'm being told, oh, there's nothing you can do, that was the inappropriate statement of a lifetime. There was plenty that I could do, and I felt dramatically better. I had less back problems for a week. I had less neck problems for a week. So lengthen your thighs, stretch those thighs to the knees. Lift your belly, lift your sternum. Now see where you're at. See if you can lift your arms without collapsing. So lift the arms up. Press your high nose very hard. You got it. Exactly. Okay, let's lift up. Press your heels. Press your heels. Lift your belly. You guys are awesome. Totally awesome. Lift up. See if you can grow a little taller in your spine. Press from your heels. Stretch your hands even higher. Good job. Let's take the hands behind the lower back. So just do what you can. See if you can interlace your palms. Take your palms away from your lower back. Press from your heels. Lift through the sides of the armpit chest. Lower ribs to the hips. Looking ridiculously happy. Very nice. Let's release. So let's take the strap off so you can feel the heat inside.
Yeah, for sure.
And outside.
And outside. Let's take the strap off and just lift your knees up. So we're going to take a squat here. So the ticket to a good squat is to make sure that the weight is in the heels. The feet should be parallel, and we just do our best. But as I mentioned, the ticket is to make sure that you can bring the weight into your heels so that you can sit back right like I am. See how I'm sitting from my heels? Yeah, and the reason you're starting to yawn is it's a back bend. It's creating that opening in your central nervous system. It's a natural response. It's a good sign that you're working hard.
Good.
Yeah, it is. And it's funny because people look a little sheepish when they yawn, but as I mentioned, it's a good sign. Bring the weight into your heels. So Jim, give yourself more support if you need it, but you've got to press through your heels. Lift your belly. Lift the crease of the armpit chest. Press your heels, lift through the crease of the armpit chest. So you can feel core work, but it's from the heels. Lift the belly, lift the sides of the body. Lift the belly, lift the sides of the body. Good job, everybody. So let's come forward and just move the blanket off to the side. Let's bring the feet together and the inner heels together. So the big toes and the inner heels are touching. Open your knees wide. Press your inner heels down. So open your knees wide. Press your inner heels down. Press your inner heels down to the floor. Lift through the crease of the armpit chest. Inner heels down. Inner heels down. Inner heels, press your inner heels down. So if you think you might need something to sit on, feel free to bring that blanket underneath your buttocks. Otherwise, just come and sit. And let's extend the legs long. Let's take the hands and just move the creases so the flesh is removing from your sit bones. Good. So sit on the leg, Jim, sit on the leg. All right, so let's take the hands to the outsides of the feet. Just do the best that you can. Good. So this is just for fun, right? Just for fun. All right. So you can take your middle and index finger. So if you have to bend your knees, but grab your middle and index finger around your toes. See if you can lift the right leg. Draw the knee back. Draw the knee back. So it's like the bow and arrow. So take a strap if you need to, Jim, but I guarantee you, once you lift that knee and bend it, that's it. You feel the side of the body?
Yeah.
So take the knee back if you can, even further. Atta girl. Very nice. And then let's bring that right foot to the inner left thigh. And let's take the block and just roll that right thigh back. Roll that right thigh back. So this Baddha Konasana leg, remember we start by rolling that right thigh. So it's an external rotation. Right ribs come over to the inner left thigh. The belly comes over to the inner left thigh. Let's flex that left foot. So this is the Dandasana leg. That's it. Let's take the left hand to the outer left foot. So roll that right thigh back. Atta girl. It's the same movement, really, isn't it? Similar, isn't it? Atta boy. And then let's just roll the block and take your right hand to meet the left. That's it, Jim. So it's hips, isn't it? And you can see how even her hips are super tight and it shows in her spine because she's creating creating a big roll in the upper spine. I know, I live there because I have a very long torso. My parents were very, very tall. So we want to lift from the sits bones. There we go. Very nice. And then let's slowly lift that right leg up. And let's just take a twist here. So take your right hand back, bring your left arm to your outer right thigh as you look towards the right. Lift and lengthen. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Inner thighs together as you look to the right. Lifting from your sits bones through that side body, through that crease of the armpit chest. Good job. And then let's slowly release. Let's drop the knee down. Let's take the left leg out to the side. Let's take the block to the inner left ankle. So take that leg out to the side as wide as you can. So it's the same thing. You roll that right thigh out, but take your left hand to the block. See if you can walk that block further and further away from you. Let's take the right hand up and over. So keeping that right elbow as high as you can, and then stretching just the hand. Good job, everybody. So there's another component. It's up to you if you want to add it or not. In fact, maybe we'll just stay right here for a moment. Stretch that right hand a little further, so just stretch the hand. Good. And then let's slowly lift back up. Let's take the left leg in and just lift your knee and extend the right leg. So let's just fold forward again. Taking the outsides of the feet to start. And then let's link the middle and index finger around the big toe, and let's lift the left leg this time. So lift the leg and then bend the knee, draw the knee back. Oh, I know, it's that side body. Can you feel the side body? It's shocking, isn't it? Yeah. So this looks so easy, but it's actually not so easy. Oh. Draw the knee further back if you can. Very nice. And then let's take the left foot to the inner right thigh. Let's roll that block to roll the thigh back. So feel that external rotation in that left leg. And then let's bring the belly and those left ribs towards the inner right thigh. So we don't lose this external rotation. We just start to bring the belly and the ribs towards the right thigh. Right hand to that outer right foot. So keep that left thigh rolling back. And then let's take the left hand to meet the right. So try to work from your sits bones and lift your belly. Lift through the sides of the body. Lift up. That's it. Good job, you guys. Much better. Very nice job. So one more time, press that right thigh down and lift your belly away from the thigh. Lift through the sides of the body. And then let's slowly release. Let's lift the left knee up. Feel your thighs roll in towards each other as we take the right hand to the outer left thigh. Let's again lift from the sits bones through the sides of the body as you look over the left shoulder. So lift and lengthen. Lift and lengthen. Breathe deeply if you can. Full body breath. Let's slowly release. Drop that left knee and open the right leg. And And let's bring the block to the inner right ankle. Left hand rolls that left thigh back to initially feel that external rotation, right thigh down. And let's take the right hand to the block. You got it, Jim. Very nicely done. Exactly that. And let's take the left hand up and over. So feel that stretch from the left hip to the left underarm. Lift and lengthen. Lift from your sits bones and lengthen through the sides of the body. Keep that left elbow high and start to work just the hand. Take the hand. That's it. Breathe deeply. Everybody take a few nice deep breaths. Enjoy the niceness of the breath. That's it. Breathe deeply. Breathe deeply. Full body breaths. Very nice. Let's slowly lift back up. And let's now take the left leg out to the side. So we want to open the legs as wide as we can and just try to come forward as much as you can. So we're scooching forward, looking for that lift. So this is lots of fun. You're going to love this one. So let's start by just lengthening the legs. Think about lengthening your legs through your heels like mad. Yes, nice, Jim. So we did a lot of this too. And you can see, here I am, right? That's the truth, that's the reality. But at least it's my reality. At least it's not.
Mine too.
Yeah, that's it. And I genuinely think, well, if this is where I am today and I practice yoga every day, can you imagine where I would be with no yoga? Right? I would be an old person, that's the truth. So try to take those back thighs down. Down, 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 and we're lifting the belly, lengthening those legs. So try to lengthen the legs, that's it. Reach through your heels, reach through the balls of the feet to drop the backs of the thighs down. We don't want to stretch in the inner legs. We want that work in the outer legs. So here we go, just for fun, everybody. We're going to come lean to the right and lift the left leg. But there's a bit of a trick. If you turn your left leg out, it's easier to lift the leg. See if you can lift your leg. Lift your leg. Lengthen the leg, drop the leg down. Let's come over to the left, turn the right leg out, lift the leg. Lift the leg, just give it a shot. Lift the leg. Drop the leg down, see if you can come a little further forward. Nice, so you start to feel a deeper connection with your sit bones, right? This hip area. Let's take the bolster and bring it as close to your hips as you can and press your elbows down as you lift your belly. Reach through your heels, reach through the balls of the feet. Lift your belly, lift through the crease of the armpit chest. So these are back muscles. Can we feel the work? It's a lot of things working here to open the hips. So drop your shoulders and lift through that crease of the armpit chest. Everybody, push through your heels, please. Push your heels. Lengthen from the bone. Drop the backs of those thighs down as you lift your belly. Very nicely done, everybody. So lengthen those legs. Lengthen those legs. Work from your bones. So we can start to feel it becoming a happening. As long as you're present, it's a happening. Because you're in a place where we start to become the observer. We are in a place where we are witnessing the work, and it becomes a happening because we drop the doership. And in those moments, that's where freedom starts to come. That moksha, that freedom where there's a space between you and your mind, you and your body. We witness the effort, the breath that leads the way. Very nice, everybody. Let's move the bolster off to the sides. So we want to be gentle with those inner legs. We take the hands to the outer legs, lifting the legs. Sometimes it's a little difficult. And let's cross the ankles and just walk your hands forward. That even in itself is tough, eh? Okay, just stay right there, that'll work. Nicely done. Looking enlightened as ever. So the sit bones are trying to grip the floor. We'll walk the hands forward. Let's walk the hands back in and just change the length of the feet. Walking the hands forward again. I think we may be running short of time, which is always a drag because I had so many things planned today. Hi, good morning, honey. Come on and just grab a bath and just face forward. Nice to see you. Yes.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so honey, just put your name right there. Oh my gosh. Then slowly come up, guys. Very nice. And if you want, let's take one final downward dog. So it's up to you if you want to use the ropes or you want to do your downward dog without the ropes. The feet are together, the knees are wide. We measure the distance between our hands and feet by walking the hands forward into Adho Mukha Virasana. Taking a moment with the breath. And then let's lift the hips. Let's tuck the toes in and under, coming into our final downward dog. Lift your kneecaps, press your heels. So let's all lift the kneecaps together, press those heels down. Now to feel that length through the sides of the body, because we've worked really hard for that length today. Without letting your sacrum or your hips come forward, gently lift your heels. So take a moment by moment, gently lifting the heels. Without letting your hips or sacrum come forward, take your heels down, lift your kneecaps up. Feel the length through that side body. Shoulders draw down away from the ears, and the outer forearms draw in. Outer hips draw in. And then let's drop the knees down. Very nice. Everybody, let's come into our final rest now, Shavasana. So just coming onto the back. I'm sorry, it feels like such a short class, doesn't it? And just gently draw your knees to your chest and just take a little rock. And then let's extend the legs. Just slightly wider than the pelvis. Let's tuck the shoulders in and under to allow the palms to fall face up. And just let your body surrender now to the earth. Feeling your body become heavy to the earth. And now allow that earth to rise up and catch the body, creating that sense of hovering above the surface, observing in that place where we witness without effort. Allowing all the doership to drop now, allowing the mind to be still with the body. deep inhale and exhale. Let's bring the hands to the belly. Gently drawing your knees to your chest. Let's roll to the right. And using your left hand and your right elbow to press you up. Let's one last time. Come into an easy seated position. Let's reach the arms up. One more time. Look up from your sits bones. Feel the length through the side body. You worked very hard to create it, so thank yourselves in that moment for that creation. Hands to prayer. Thank you all for allowing me to guide you. Namaste. Great job, you guys.
Thank you.
Very nicely done.